Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Attack the Baseline, a WNBA podcast where every episode we attack our baseline knowledge of the WNBA. We're your hosts, John and Kristen Barber, and today we're back with another Middy news wrap-up. It's our midweek pile of news to get through. There's a lot of random things that I feel like we haven't done one of these in a minute, so we got thoughts, we've got takes, and before we get into all that, Kristen, how are you?
I'm great. It's been a while. Well, I guess it hasn't been that long.
It's been a while.
Since it's been just us. But we haven't done a Middy. I feel like not much has been happening, which is weird to say. There's not so much news. I'm like overflowing with news. But obviously, this whole Connecticut Sun sale situation is a big topic. So we have to talk about that.
Yeah.
And then some other random things going on.
Yeah, a couple things we're going to get into. So looking forward to talking through that with you. But before we get into that, if you'd like to reach out to us and send us an email, let us know how you're feeling about the show or have a question for us to answer about your specific team, you can do so at our email, attackthebaseline@gmail.com. Connect with us on Bluesky, Instagram, TikTok at ATBPod. Whatever platform you listen to, leave us a 5-star rating and review. That helps us grow the show and get the word out. And if you subscribe to the YouTube, do all that other good stuff to help grow Attack the Baseline. We would be very appreciative of that. Before we get into the main topic, which will be our discussion about the state of the Connecticut Sun relocation or move or whatever you want to call it, I just want to thank you, audience. We celebrated our 100th episode last Sunday when we recorded our pod about the Seattle Storm, and we didn't even realize. I was kind of tracking it, and then I forgot to mention it on the pod, and then I'm about to upload the pod to to every platform, and then I was like, oh, we did it. 100 triple digits. Kind of a big milestone that I don't really know how to celebrate it, but just want to let you know, thank you for listening to that.
Yeah, that's great.
Proud
of us.
I know. Kind of crazy that we, it's only been like a year and a half. It's like, oh yeah, you did 100 of these. So thank you for the first 100, and here's to the next 100. Plenty of things to talk about. First things first, Connecticut Sun. Your first take on this mess. How are you feeling about this mess?
I will apologize because
we should apologize.
When we had our good friends Laura and Elizabeth on, who live in Boston, we congratulated them for getting this WNBA team. At the time, all we heard was the Celtics ownership requested, put in a bid to buy the Sun. We hadn't heard of any other bids. That seemed like what was happening.
Right. Well, and the tribe accepted the bid. Most importantly, the news came out that they are willing to sell to the Boston group, and that's why we were like, "Yep, all said and done."
That seems simple to me, but I guess it's really not.
It is very much not.
So the timeline is kind of unclear, but it's very messy. Right. The Celtics put in their bid, $325 million.
Yeah, 325.
Kathy did not present this deal to the board of directors.
That is what was reported.
And then, this is where I don't know, then the league, so Kathy, the board of directors, put in a bid to buy the team from the Mohegan tribe.
Yes.
At much less money.
250, I believe, was the number.
And they wouldn't charge a relocation fee.
Right.
The whole thing is the league's trying to make money.
Yes.
Although I don't really think that's their whole stitch with this thing.
No? You don't think so?
I think their whole goal at this point is just to get a team in Houston. They're trying as hard as possible to get a team in Houston.
Yet they didn't accept an expansion bid out of Houston.
Right. That's what I don't get. Why can't they just give Houston an expansion team? Why can't they just say, oh, Houston will be next 2031?
Right.
Like, why don't they just do that? Then they get the whole expansion.
The expansion fee.
Yeah, but I saw something that was talking about how the Houston ownership group, an aside, they seem like horrible people.
The Houston ownership, yes. Tillman Fertitta. Yep. Won't say anything else.
They have been having trouble raising the capital to put in an expansion bid. So they're like trying to get around the fact that Houston doesn't have the money to pay for an expansion team.
Right.
But they still want it.
Right.
And like, look, I get that Houston is a very storied WNBA city. They won the first 4 titles. They should have never lost their team.
Right.
They should have a team.
Right.
But like, what are we doing that this team doesn't have the money? Isn't the whole point that we're like trying to have the money now? So we're giving this team, we're trying to give Houston a team when they don't have the money for it. I don't think they'll have a good enough practice facility. Like, it doesn't.
They are building a practice facility. I believe that was reported before this, months ago, that Tillman's group was building I believe it was a $70 million practice facility, not the $110 million practice facility that is both a part of the Boston group and the Hartford group offer, which they said they would build.
Yeah.
So less money on a practice facility, less money for relocation, yet it kind of still feels like Houston is at the top of this race.
Yeah, and just so many other cities have put in bids.
For expansion, right.
And seemingly would be better ownership. Like, also, why are we catering to this like horrible ownership that it doesn't seem like they really care? To me. To you. So that's Houston in my mind.
Yeah.
I don't really get it.
No,
I get it, but we're really forcing it when I don't think they're ready.
Sure. You don't think they're ready. That's interesting way to
Or I don't
put
think it's the right people. Like, whatever it is, it's not ready to be in Houston.
Well, if it's in Houston, it'll always be that group. I don't think it'll be a different group.
Well, that sucks.
Now,
whatever.
If you're listening to this pod, you probably have read the article by Alexa Filippo and Ramona Shelburne completely. If you have not, go to ESPN. It really lays it out. The options, I guess. And I had some like interesting takeaways. The fact that in recent weeks, the league tried to buy the rights to the Sun.
Yeah. So you would think they basically ignored the bid from Boston and said, actually, we'd like to buy it at a lower price. Okay. So that to me is like, obviously you would be making money if you're accepting a bid from Boston. Fine, charge them some moving fee.
Right.
So you're making some more money instead of rather you're charging an expansion fee.
Right.
All I've heard is, but they want the expansion bid. Well, that's clearly not true because of this whole situation. And now you're like, well, we have $250 million we can give you. I thought you had no money.
Right.
You just have $250 million.
Well, and the tribe, when they were offered $250, this was earlier last year. They were offered the $250, and they sat down with financial advisors or whatever have you, and they said, you're going to be able to get more money than that. And they said no. So they declined the offer from the league. And now they're getting a $325 million offer from both the Boston and the Hartford group. Yet the league says Boston and Hartford didn't submit a expansion bid. The craziest thing to me was that they talked about how the Golden State Warriors moved from Oakland to the Chase Center to their new arena in 2019, I believe. Don't quote me on that exact year, but they said that was because it was inside this like arbitrary radius that they were allowed to relocate. Now, I mean, obviously they were still the Golden State Warriors. Now there's the idea that, well, if they moved from Mohegan Sun to Boston, that's outside of this dome that they're allowed to, this 75-mile radius that they would be allowed to relocate. Yet you look at the Hartford bid, and where they would want to put it in Hartford is 45 miles away from Mohegan Sun, which is inside 75 miles, yet the league says, no.
You still can't do that.
Because the league clearly doesn't want that.
Like, I get it where so many cities put in expansion bids.
Mm-hmm.
And perhaps these people in Boston were just like, well, we'll just try to buy Connecticut and not put in a bid. Haha.
Mm-hmm.
And like try to get around it.
Yeah.
Which, like, yeah, I guess that's not the best.
But the league also told Boston to wait. That was reported in this article. Because of the potential of a move.
Yeah.
Which is what's kind of crazy to me.
Yeah.
So it is continuing to be a mess. It is not a sure thing any which way. And there's more and more reporting every week about it. And at the end of the day, it could end up being that the tribe just retain ownership because they don't like the offers that are on the table. They don't
deal with this.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
And like, I would expect that we're approaching legal territory. I think it could get messier.
Yeah.
But also it could be tomorrow and we have a decision that's made.
Uh-huh. What do you want to happen? Like, what do you want to happen with this team?
I mean, it's hard to argue with the fact that they played multiple games in TD Garden over the past year, and they sold all of them out. So they have fans that are willing to see them in Boston. You can think about how close Uncasville and all the Yukon faithful are toward the Hartford location. But it's not even that I want it more than anything. I just feel like the league will find a way to make sure that Houston is a team.
Then give them an expansion team.
I think I want the league to give the tribe $400 million and say, like, way over the Boston bid or the Hartford bid, and say, we know this is a mess. We're giving you extra money, which is just kind of like a payoff. But like, if the tribe was ready to accept the $325 million bid, you gotta offer that. Mm-hmm. And really, because of the mess that you created by not sending those to the Board of Governors, give them more.
Mm-hmm. Well, then I wonder, like, why would she even not present it to the board? Like, does she think the board would have approved it and she doesn't want them to approve it? Then what's happening? Why would you not even present it and then they can say no? That makes no sense to me.
Right.
I would like this team to go to Boston.
Yeah.
I do think Hartford, while I'm sure they have a fine practice facility, I guess it's closer to Yukon by 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I just think Hartford is just not really solving problems in terms of like getting people to come. Hartford still is kind of like, it's a small city.
Yeah.
It's still kind of in the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm. You don't think that solves the issue of people, even if they would get $110 million practice facility, which is part of the problem with the Mohegan, the Mohegan Sun site.
No, it would be a move is a move for the players. It needs to move for the players to get a better practice facility.
Right.
In terms of like the media and the fans coming, I just don't think Hartford is going to solve any of that.
Mm-hmm.
I think they should respect what the tribe wants, which seemingly is to sell to Boston.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when, like, back in the early 2000s, when all these other teams were folding, this Mohegan tribe invested in the team.
Uh-huh.
And they moved it from Orlando, and they gave them a place to play when many other people weren't doing that.
Yeah. And they should be at least rewarded, I guess, for how long they've taken care of it in
absolutely. And like, it just stinks that they don't have the resources at Mohegan Sun, whatever, to continue to invest in the team the way it needs to be invested in. But they are very willing to, like, they seem to understand that, and they want what's best for the team.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope that at least the league respects that or gives them more money.
Right.
As a way to say, sorry, but here's $40 million more.
Give them money.
Whatever.
Give them money.
And then I really just hope, I want a team to stay in New England.
Sure.
With UConn.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there deserves to be a team up there.
Yeah.
You can't have the only team be New York. That is not New England.
And Philly, when Philly is. I mean, it's not New England, right?
As someone who has lived in Connecticut, New York is not part of New England.
Uh-huh.
Like, they deserve their own team.
Yeah. The Northeast corridor would be a little empty if no team existed up there.
Yeah.
So
we'll see. I mean, really, maybe the league is just trying to get more money out of Boston or Hartford.
Mm-hmm.
They could be trying to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what they're trying to do.
Yeah. It's messy. It is messy.
But they better figure it out.
Yeah.
Soon.
Yep.
Or else they're going to be stuck having no good players next year.
Mm-hmm.
Because no one's going to want to come there if there's no plan of what's happening
Don't
with the
deny
team.
Sanaya Rivers. Don't deny her. Her.
Free agents.
There you go.
No free agents are going to want to come there
Sure.
if this is totally up in the air.
Right.
Like, they have to figure this out before free agency
And it was reported that they are going to play a Mohegan Sun next year.
Well, sure, but
So.
if you know, in 2027, I know we'll be somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. Especially with all the crazy contracts that are about to drop
Yes.
next year. So
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So figure it out, Kathy.
come on, Cap. Yes, completely agree. Okay, let's move on to our next topic. Something that we talked about last time we did a Middy, and there have been more of them since. Injuries. Injuries are running rampant throughout the league. Obviously, there are scheduling issues and not enough rest days, but injuries happen in basketball all the time. Let's just go through some of them. Sophie Cunningham out for the rest of the season. We mentioned on that Dallas podcast a couple weeks back that Sydney Colson and Ari McDonald are also out for the rest of the year on that team. So Indiana, which once looked like a powerhouse and a really deep team, has been gutted of its guard depth.
And at this point, I don't really think Caitlin's coming back.
It's certainly possible that you keep her out, which is crazy for me to think of.
Like, it was reported just recently today that she suffered a mild bone bruise in her ankle during a workout on August 7th. This injury will not affect her timetable for return from the groin injury.
That was 2 weeks ago.
I know. And it's just coming out today that very mild doesn't seem very mild.
Yeah.
And she still is apparently suffering from this groin injury, which happened a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
But this is like the second one.
Yes. Second or third. We don't know. We don't exactly know.
Yeah.
So it stands to reason that the groin injury probably a little bigger than was made out to when she initially missed time.
Yeah.
It sucks for the league. It sucks for the league that Caitlin's missing time. Obviously, there are plenty of fans that are going out of their way to try to see this team in Indiana or try to have tickets for games in other cities. Obviously, they're coming to games in other cities for other reasons as well, not just Caitlin. I don't want to say that, but it is a bummer because we were high on Indiana going into this year. We anticipated them to be, the top half of the teams in the league, the top five, top four.
I thought top four.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to be third.
Like thinking that they were going to have a home game in the playoffs. And right now they're sixth, but they have a buzzsaw of a schedule coming up. Like the best teams in the league. It is not ideal for a team that is lacking depth, where your superstar guard is continually has been hurt for a long period of time. And even if she were to come back, I'd be worried about how long it would take to ramp up for her. I mean, of course, it sounds like she's somewhat practicing if she's getting a bone bruise in her ankle, and we know how bad she wants to play.
Yeah.
But all these things pile up.
But at this point, like, you have no guard depth, and she's going to be rusty, I imagine.
You're going to ask her to play 37 minutes?
Right when you start the playoffs? That's just doesn't seem like it's going to work out well for you. So if you kind of know, the rest of our team is pretty hurt, save Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell, and we're probably not going to get as far as we thought we were going to get. Maybe Caitlin just sits the rest of the season and gets healthy.
Yeah. Yes.
So and God forbid she gets another injury, a worse injury, when everyone's getting these ACLs, knee stuff, whatever. Like, I feel like she's not coming back, which sucks.
It does suck. I mean, Kelsey Mitchell is absolutely cooking. Don't get me wrong. We're going to talk a little bit about the MVP race. Like, Kelsey Mitchell has played out of her mind in the last month plus. Obviously an all-star. But, like, right now, it is go let Odyssey Sims play a bunch of minutes in this game, in the game against the Sun on the 17th. Odyssey Sims played 42 minutes. 42 minutes. Almost the entire game. And she would just signed to the Fever. Like, it is rough out there. It is rough.
And just looking at their schedule, like, they play Minnesota 3 times.
3 times. Yeah.
That's a lot. And, like, yeah, Minnesota has already clinched the playoffs, but they're going to want to keep their 1 seed.
Got to keep the 1 seed.
They're going to be playing. And hopefully Fee's coming back soon. Fee starts ramping it up again. She's going to want to make sure she's good for the playoffs. Like, they might lose all 3 of these games. Well, then if you look at the standings, if you add 3 losses, they're in 10th place.
Right. They could just fall off. I mean, like, similar to what we saw with Seattle.
Yes.
Just one bad week and it's from 4th to 9th.
You're out.
Yeah. I don't anticipate
really
them missing the playoffs.
No,
I would expect them to be at least the 8th seed.
Yes.
Or the 7th seed, I think was what when you did the schedule math the other day. But, like, without Caitlin coming back, I mean, maybe not. Washington did lose yesterday to Connecticut. That kind of hurts the Washington buzz. I was honestly like, if Washington won their home and home against Connecticut and became a 500 team, then I'd be like, okay, maybe Washington's going to sneak here. But I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to see them falling all the way out.
But Seattle's trying to stay in.
Yep.
The Sparks are trying to get in.
Yep. Not this to all just be about Indiana. They are dealing with a lot of injuries. Some other injuries around the league. Leah Rue, unfortunately, is going to miss the rest of the season with an ACL sprain. We've talked about Lee a lot on the show. We love how her contributions to, both on the court and off the court in Dallas, how much she is loved in that locker room. It sucks. Dallas was not competing for a playoff seed though, so this is ultimately okay. Go get better, Lee, and come back next year and continue to grow with Paige on this team, because I do think they value her, and I don't think they're just going to let her walk because she ended her season hurt.
Yeah, that really stinks for Lee.
Sucks.
Yeah. News coming out of New York is Niara Sabally having, at this point, no real timetable to return.
Which is crazy, too.
That went very under the radar, what happened to her. I think she has a knee injury. Not sure what it is. I see that about 3 weeks ago, she was expected to be out 2 to 3 weeks.
Yep.
Well, now they have no timetable. And Niara Sabally won them the championship last year. So you hope that she comes back soon.
Yeah.
Or I don't know what's wrong with her.
I mean, you don't really need her to come back so soon because you added the Emma Meeseman of it all.
No, they have a very stacked roster.
Yeah.
But if that just gives you more depth, it gives you more energy. I mean, she totally popped off last year. So you don't want to not have that again.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just strange, Niara. And there was I can't think of any more off the top of my head, but there was a whole kind of research article done. It was Hunter Summers did a compared injuries this year to injuries last year.
Mm-hmm.
And already this year, there's been more injuries than in the full season last year. So
less games up to this point, but more injuries is shocking.
Yeah. And who's to say why? But most of them are to knees, which I think you would kind of think. That's
more common in basketball for sure.
More of the more common things to happen. But yeah, there have been a lot more injuries. Well, there have been the same, so there will be
right.
more injury. You hope not.
No.
But probably there will be more injuries than last year.
Correct. But on a positive note, a player who's missed a lot of time, Angel Reese is back on the court. Obviously, Chicago not really playing for much, but all this to say, it is very good to see Angel back on a basketball court. Looking forward to, catching a couple of Chicago games on the way out of the season and just seeing Angel get her opportunity to go do her thing again, because she is a fun watch. At least there's some positive on the injury front, because we are still without Napheesa Collier, and that's where we'll go to our next subject, which is the current MVP race. Mm-hmm. Napheesa Collier is still the overwhelming favorite to win MVP. She's being chased by Alyssa Thomas, who we just talked about the other week, who's having an incredible second half. She's crushing her triple-double game, doing all her stuff. A'ja Wilson is playing out of her mind, and the Aces are the hottest team in the league by leaps and bounds. Now,
wild.
A'ja, of course, has, at this point, a 3-time MVP. It makes me wonder how appetizing it is to have A'ja, basically be the front runner for MVP at this point. I do feel like on this day, I would still guess that it's going to be Napheesa. However, Fee's got to come back and get on the court, because there was an interesting fact that I heard the other day in the Minnesota versus New York game, that in the season where the player that won MVP missed the most games, the number of games that they missed in that season was 5. And it was Jonquel Jones in 2021. Now, there was only 32 games that season, so she played 27 of 32. But right now, Fee has missed 8 games. So she would become the MVP with the most missed time. Of course, she'll probably end up playing more games than 27. But it is a little interesting when you think about that. When Alyssa Thomas and A'ja have both been healthier, Alisha Gray has played every game. Kelsey Mitchell has been on fire. I understand that there's probably an undercurrent of, well, maybe it's not going to be Fee.
Mm-hmm. And something that I think is interesting is, since she's been out, the team has been 4-1.
Mm-hmm.
And they've beaten the Liberty, they've won.
Oh. Just now, ESPN notification that she's questionable to return on Thursday.
Uh-huh.
This is breaking news to me.
I hope she does.
I hope she does too.
For my fantasy team.
Sure.
So in these past 5 games that she's been out with this sprained ankle, the team has still been playing very well. And I am absolutely not saying that she doesn't deserve it. I think she does. I hope she wins it.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like an MVP should be making the team win when then they perhaps wouldn't win.
Yeah,
Does that make
I
sense?
get it. I get the Jonquil Jones
I know that's like
effect.
incredibly hard to put numbers on to quantify. What does that mean? I don't know. For someone who doesn't miss time, you'd never contest that, whatever.
Sure.
I just feel like perhaps it does weaken her case a little bit, that the team is still doing incredibly well without her there.
Yep.
That's just my thing I think about.
Yeah, just looking at it, she's played 26 and they're 28-6. So they played 34. She's missed 8. She upgraded to questionable for Thursday. Looks like I would expect questionable. That was where we were at with Angel yesterday when Angel played. I would expect that means that Fee is going to play and be back after 8 games. I understand your argument. I understand that.
I'm not really arguing it. It's just like what I think about.
Yeah.
I just feel like the MVP should raise the floor of a team so much. Right. The most valuable. You raise it the most of anyone.
Sure.
You know,
perhaps
what Asia's doing because what was happening with the team.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. I just want to, the people that I've seen arguments like, should the W institute a minimum games played thing, just like the NBA? No. Get that out of here.
There's only 44. No.
Just let it happen. Just let it be normal. Mm-hmm. We don't have to do that. That screws over so many good NBA players, 65 game minimum.
And like when the awards are so kind of subjective anyway, who are we to put this hard number on it?
Right. I still think that in that early part of the season, when Fee was far and beyond the best player for the first 20 games, minimum 25, when it was so obvious, I just think that. And of course, she had the added boost of being the unrivaled MVP and playing out of her mind there and playing so well in the Olympics. She had all of that momentum going into the year. And that certainly helps. MVP, regardless of what you want to think about it, is a narrative-based award. Mm-hmm. And one way or another, there's going to be a narrative here. I just think the numbers are suggesting that Fee is still going to hold on to this award. But the other day, I was a little nervous that she could fall out of that. But I do want to give credit to all the other players that I mentioned that are challenging her because they are playing super well and they're going to get their accolades when first team all W comes out. I would not be shocked if the first team all W at this point in time would be Kelsey Mitchell, Alicia Gray, Alyssa Thomas, Asia Wilson, Napheesa Collier. Mm-hmm. I think that feels pretty chalk to me. But who knows? Awards are coming. But just want to give you the roundup of where we're at with everything. Mm-hmm. If Fee comes back and Fee plays the rest of the season and she plays even 80% of how she was playing, it's going to be her award.
Yeah.
Last item on the table today, there's a new it girl in the WNBA. And her name is Violet. Let's talk about her. Yeah. What's the initial take? We had the egg day. We had the binoculars day, bird watchers day at Golden State. How did you feel about all the reveal?
I like Violet. I think she's a cutie. Mm-hmm. I think she's much more like cheerleader.
Yes.
As opposed to Big Ellie. Mm-hmm. We don't want to just be copying Big. No one could.
No.
Replicate Ellie.
Impossible.
So I do think they took, a little bit of a different spin on it, which is great. She's cute. Mm-hmm. I love her. The bird thing hatching, that was funny. I love everyone getting binoculars. Mm-hmm. That's hilarious to me. It's like, oh, what's going to hatch out of the egg?
Even though it didn't happen on the court. There wasn't
You wanted her to pop out of, how would she get in there? Pop out of
what
the
do you mean?
She's
You
roll
in there. You roll her out there and then you just have it hinge oh.
Okay.
Ba-ba.
Well, they showed it hatched.
I know.
I just wish she was more related to a Valkyrie than random bird.
You were so sure it was going to be a dragon.
Yeah, I was.
It was never going to be a dragon. Okay. I'm just glad that there's a bird mascot in the league.
Okay.
Because there wasn't a bird mascot.
Sure.
We got like interesting guys. We got like Doppler, and we got like Freddy Freaker or whatever, Freddy Fever. But like, this is way better than Sky Guy and his jetpack and all of his sisters.
Well, they knew that.
Of course they knew that. But yes, I think the personality that she exudes, the like kind of shy, like, oh, hands in front of my face, kind of funny, kind of silly. I think the funniest thing about her reveal was when they were like, here's a basketball, make a layup. And she misses 4 layups in a row. I do not think that was on purpose.
However, not good at basketball. She was just born.
She's just born.
She's working on it.
Yeah, she's working on it. And apparently she's better now because she got some practice in.
Perfect.
But she could dance. Which, like, yeah, I mean, a mascot has to be able to dance.
Yeah.
But I do think this was a good rollout. Congratulations. V's up for Violet. Valhalla now has their Raven, which, yeah, sure. If it could have been a different bird. I was sure it was going to be a condor.
In Valhalla that I don't know about.
Well, there were in the intro package. There are in the video.
I guess.
So
I don't know the lore.
No. But hey, I think, you know what? I think like Odin or some like Norse, he probably had some Raven thing going on. I'm sure there's some canon there. I'm not a Norse mythos historian, but they probably did the bare minimum and found a bird in some myth that was like, okay, we can do this.
Sure.
But congratulations, V's, on getting your It Girl. And yeah, let's see what she can do in the end of the season, because the Valkyries are very well looking. They're eyeing a playoff spot, and they're going to need all the support, including Violet's support. So I think that's going to do it for our Middy today. Again, a lot of news. We definitely went longer than I expected. We have a lot of takes, a lot to talk about. But yeah, I mean, we haven't done one of these in a minute. So, and as we wrap up here, the season, the playoffs are coming. I'm very excited, but I got to get there. I just got to get into the playoffs. I'm ready for it. Again, if you'd like to reach out to us and send us an email, you could do so. attackthebaseline@gmail.com. Connect with us on Bluesky, Instagram, TikTok at ATBPod. Leave us a 5-star rating and review on whatever platform it is that you listen to us. And just continue to tell your friends and family about the show. Here for another 100 episodes to follow. Kristen, I'm staring at the baseline. What are we going to do?
Attack it.
Attack the baseline. Thank you so much for listening, and we will be back soon talking about the Atlanta Dream.